Welcome to the magical story of the smart burrito who deceived the devil, a story full of adventures, wits, and courage. Immerse yourself in the journey of Burrito, our unconventional hero, who with his ingenuity and courage faces challenges that will put his intelligence to the test against the devil himself. From mysterious enigmas to decisive confrontations, each chapter unfolds an essential part of his epic journey. If you enjoy tales where wit surpasses adversity and courage is celebrated, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our stories. Join us on this incredible adventure. In the heart of a valley wrapped in the mist of legends, there lived a burrito named Burrito, famous in his community not only for his silver gray coat, but also for his acute intelligence. The Valley of Whispers, so called by the gentle winds that seemed to murmur among the trees, was a place of serenity and ancient magic. Burrito, curious and insatiable in his search for knowledge, spent his days exploring every corner of the valley. However, his favorite place was the old mill on the riverbank, where the miller kept a vast collection of books and ancient maps. Among stories of heroes and legends of hidden treasures, Burrito dreamed of adventures that he thought were reserved only for the characters of his books. On a rainy autumn day, while helping the miller to order some worn parchment, Burrito found an ancient map. This was not like any other mill map. It was adorned with intricate symbols and a route marked in golden ink that shone faintly in the light of the lamp. The map promised a guide to carry her toward a hidden treasure, guarded by mysterious and powerful forces. Moved by the promise of adventure and knowledge, Burrito decided to follow the map. He knew that the trip would not be easy, especially because the treasure was guarded by the devil, a being feared even in the boldest stories he had read. But his restless spirit and his sharp mind claimed a challenge. He prepared his little backpack with the essentials, a notebook to write down everything he would learn, a compass, some food, and an old red cape that had belonged to the miller in his youth. Just before dawn, while the valley was still sleeping under the blanket of the early fog, Burrito left for the unknown, leaving behind the mill, ready to face what fate had in store for him. Thus began the adventure of our little but brave Burrito, with a throbbing heart of emotion and an alert mind to the mysteries that he would unravel. Guided by a map that shone with golden promises on the first lights of dawn, after leaving behind the Valley of Whispers, Burrito entered the dense and enigmatic forest of the Dried. The tall and ancient trees seemed to whisper secrets of the past, each leaf vibrating with the stories of ancient travelers. The map guided him down a path barely visible, snaking between roots and moss-covered rocks. He had not walked much when he suddenly found himself in front of a clearing illuminated by sunbeams that filtered through the treetops. In the center of the clearing, he saw a snake of silver scales and eyes, as the pharaohs expected. His presence was both majestic and intimidating, and Burrito knew at the moment that this creature was a guardian of the first test. "Greetings, young traveler," whistled the silver snake, his voice resonating in the air like the ringing of bells. "To move on, you must solve my enigma. Many have tried and failed. Are you ready to face your fate?" Burrito, although nervous, assumed with determination. He knew that his mental acuity would be put to the test, and he was prepared to face the challenge. The snake smiled cunningly and began, "I feed on leaves, but I am not a beast. I hold on a forest, but I am not a trunk. I arrive before winter, but after the heat. What am I?" Burrito thought carefully. He observed the environment, noticing how the fallen leaves caressed the ground, remembering the lessons learned from the books of the mill. "The answer is autumn," Burrito exclaimed. "You are the autumn season." The silver snake made a sound that sounded like a laugh and sighed. "Well done, smart Burrito. You have seen beyond words, and you have understood the essence of my enigma. You can continue your search." Relieved and with renewed vigor, Burrito crossed the light, following the path marked on his golden map. He had passed the first test successfully, but he knew that the path he had ahead would be full of greater challenges. With each step he took, the mystery of the treasure and the fear of the devil that guarded him grew in his heart. But it was also his determination to succeed and discover the secrets that the map promised to reveal. With the first test passed, Burrito continued his journey, following the map that guided him through landscapes that seemed taken from the tales of his childhood. After several days of travel, he reached the edge of the River of Reflections. This was not an ordinary river. Its clear and calm waters showed not only the physical reflection of who would appear in them, but revealed visions of possible futures and past moments. The map indicated that to continue his search for the treasure, Burrito had to cross this mystical river. However, he knew that the waters could deceive the wisest with visions that distracted or terrified, leading travelers to get lost in their own fantasies or fears. Burrito cautiously approached the shore and looked at his reflection in the water. At first, he only saw his own image, the little burrito with his backpack and his red cape. But soon, the reflection changed. He saw visions of himself as a hero acclaimed by crowds in the valley, surrounded by wealth and honor. Then, the scene darkened and became an image of himself old and forgotten, only in the empty mill, aware of the traps of the river. Burrito shook his head, trying to remove the emotions that these visions awoke. Remembering the words of the miller about the importance of concentration and perspective, he decided not to let himself be carried away by what he saw. These are nothing more than possibilities, he said to himself, and the future is something that I can still shape. Taking a deep breath, Burrito began to cross the river, looking at his gaze at the opposite shore and not at the deceitful waters. Each step was a challenge, as the visions became more intense, showing cheerful and terrifying alternatives to his life. But with determination and a firm reminder of his objective, he managed to cross the river without deviating from his path. Upon reaching the other side, he felt stronger and wiser. He had learned that although the future can have many forms, the only one that really matters is the one chooses in the present. With a relieved heart and a renewed spirit, Burrito followed the path marked on the map, now more prepared to face the tests that the devil could put in his path towards the treasure. After overcoming the deceitful river reflections, Burrito followed the winding path that led him deeper and deeper into an unknown terrain. With each step, the air became denser and the atmosphere darker, as if nature itself warned the proximity of a great danger. Finally, he reached a vast hidden cave behind a waterfall that fell with a hypnotizing force. The map clearly indicated that the treasure was beyond that veil of water and rock. With his heart beating strongly in anticipation and fear, Burrito entered the cave. Inside, the light of the day disappeared, replaced by a reddish glow emanating from the depths of the cave. There, on an obsidian-cut throne, was the devil, as described in the ancient tales of the mill, an imposing figure with fiery eyes and a cunning smile that revealed more malice than kindness. "Welcome, little Burrito," said the devil with a voice that resonated like the thunder in the cave. "You have shown to be a wise and brave traveler, but this is where your journey ends, unless you can beat me in the challenge I have prepared for you." Burrito, although intimidated, remembered all the tests he had already passed and the knowledge he had acquired on his journey. "I accept your challenge, sir," he responded with determination. "Excellent," the devil smiled. "I will propose 3 riddles to you. If you answer correctly, the treasure will be yours and you will be able to return to your valley. But if you fail, your soul will remain here in my domain forever." Thus began the most dangerous game Burrito had ever faced. The devil raised his first riddle. "I live without being breathed, I hit without hands, and I see without eyes. What am I?" Burrito thought deeply, remembering the books of nature and science of the mill. After a moment, the wind responded with confidence. The devil frowned, unsatisfied with the speed of Burrito's correct answer. "Well done, but you are not celebrating yet. Here comes the second riddle." With each question and answer, the air in the cave was more charged with the tension of the intellectual duel. Burrito, relying on his ingenuity and the teachings of his life in the Valley of Whispers, was preparing to face the following riddles, knowing that each answer could mean the difference between freedom and an eternity of shadows. The devil's face lit up a malevolent smile as he prepared to raise the second riddle. Burrito, focused and alert, awaited the challenge with a mixture of nervousness and determination. "I grow without roots, I shine without light, and I can be immortal without moving. What am I?" asked the devil, his voice resonating through the walls of the cave. Burrito thought deeply. The answer did not arrive immediately, but he remembered the legends and tales of the miller about creatures and mysterious phenomena. Finally, an idea shone in his mind. "You are the ice," he replied, his voice firm despite fear. The devil, impressed but undefeated, slowly sat down. "Correct once again, clever Burrito. But do not trust yourself. The last riddle will be the most difficult of all. while the devil formulated the third and last riddle. Burrito was preparing for an even greater challenge. He knew that this could be his only chance to gain his freedom and treasure. I am a guardian of knowledge, but I do not have wisdom. I speak without a voice. I answer without being asked. What am I? The devil raised, his penetrating gaze fixed on Burrito. This time, Burrito felt a spark of confidence. He had spent countless hours in the mill reading and learning about objects exactly like the one the devil described. You are a book, he replied quickly, almost without hesitation. The devil receded, his expression a mixture of surprise and frustration. Very good, Burrito. You have proven to be smarter than I expected. You have answered my riddles correctly, and as I promised, the treasure is now yours. However, the devil was not known for his good faith. As Burrito approached to claim the treasure, the devil smiled astutely. Although you have won, there is one last thing you must know before you can take the treasure. Burrito stopped, aware that the path to the end would not be as simple as it seemed. Prepared for any additional trap, he cautiously awaited the revelation of the devil, knowing that his cunning and courage could still be put to the test in this last turn of his adventure. The devil, with a deceitfully cordial smile, got up from his obsidian throne and began to walk around Burrito, who looked at him cautiously, waiting for some final trick. You have won the treasure with your ingenuity. The devil began, his voice soft as silk and dangerous as a sword. But to take it, you must overcome one last test. This time, you'll be the one who must pose me a riddle that I cannot solve. If you succeed, the treasure and your freedom will be irrevocable. If you fail, you will remain here forever. Burrito felt a knot in his stomach. He did not expect the challenge to turn against him, putting him on a challenging roll. However, remembering the numerous stories he had read, an idea began to form in his mind. Inspired by an ancient legend about the pride and fall of powerful creatures, Burrito knew he had to use the devil's vanity against him. With a deep breath and firm look, Burrito said, Here's my riddle. I have cities, but no houses, forests, but no trees, rivers, but no water. What am I? The devil frowned, clearly disconcerted. He walked from one side to the other, muttering to himself, trying to decipher the enigma. Minutes passed, and every second of silence increased the tension in the cave. Finally, the devil, with a sigh of frustration and a look of disbelief towards Burrito, admitted his defeat. I do not know. What is it? With a smile of relief and triumph, Burrito replied, a map. The expression of the devil turned into one of amazement, followed by an angry resignation. Very well, Burrito. You have used your ingenuity to overcome me, and as such, you have won your freedom and the treasure. You are free to go. Burrito, feeling a mixture of joy and amazement at his own audacity, approached the place where the treasure shone with its own light. Hidden in a small cave in the cave, inside an ancient wooden chest, he found gold, jewels, and ancient manuscripts of incalculable value. With the treasure secured in his backpack, Burrito said goodbye to the devil, who, still resentful, watched him from his throne. With a light heart and a feeling of disbelief for what he had achieved, Burrito left the cave, the bright sun welcoming the new hero. He knew that his return to the Valley of Whispers would be received with celebrations, and that his story would be told for generations. But more importantly, he had learned about his own courage and cunning, weapons that no enemy, not even the devil, could overcome. Burrito's return to the Valley of Whispers was triumphant. As he approached the valley, the news of his feat had spread like the autumn wind. The inhabitants of the valley, from the little rabbits to the tall deer, gathered to receive the hero who had deceived the devil and returned with the treasure. Burrito crossed the threshold of the valley with the treasure chest lying down, feeling the warmth of the sun and the cool air of the place he loved so much. Upon his arrival, he was greeted with music, dances, and a feast prepared in his honor. The old miller, with tears in his eyes, was the first to embrace him. You have made history, my dear Burrito, exclaimed the miller. Your courage and your intelligence are an example for all of us. During the festivities, Burrito shared stories of his adventure, describing each test and each challenge. He recounted his encounter with the silver snake, his journey through the river reflections, and of course his astute duel with the devil. The villagers listened, amazed and proud, knowing that one had achieved what many believed impossible. But Burrito with the humility that characterized him, decided that the treasure obtained should be used for the good of the entire valley. The gold and jewels were invested in improving the mill and building a small learning center where the books and manuscripts he had brought could be studied by everyone. The jewels adorned a new communal center, a place where all the inhabitants of the valley could meet and celebrate their community. Over time, the Valley of Whispers became a place of wisdom and prosperity, attracting travelers from distant places who wanted to learn about the story of the burrito who deceived the devil. Burrito, for his part, never stopped exploring and learning. Every day, he walked through the valley, sometimes alone, sometimes accompanied by curious young people, teaching and sharing the lessons of his journey. The story of Burrito became a legend, a tale of courage, cunning, and humility. And while the valley flourished, the spirit of Burrito, the burrito who deceived the devil, inspired everyone to believe that no matter how small one may be, intelligence and courage can lead to even the greatest challenges.